Hello guys, and welcome back to my kitchen. Today I'm doing an easy instructional video on how I can raw packed bacon. I'm in the middle of, as you can see in the background here, I've got pork loins, shredded pork loins I'm canning, and shredded beef roast I'm canning, and pork stock I'm canning. And my next round of canner isn't full, and I have some bacon, so I'm going to be making some canned bacon really quick. This is how I do it. Now you can slice the bacon up to a ½ inch wide, but I like to slice thin pieces. It's our own personal reference. You can slice them as thin as I do, or you can slice them up to an inch thick. Now I like to slice my bacon when it's frozen, because I feel it slices easier. Now I don't can it frozen, I slice it, stick it in a bowl, and generally by the time I'm done slicing through all the bacon, most of it is defrosted, so by the time I end up actually packing it into the jars, it's all defrosted. Bacon doesn't take long to defrost when you're slicing it, and when it's this thin. Alright guys, I'm gonna slice this all up, get this all done, get ready for the next stage, and I'll bring you back. Alright guys, here we go. I got all the bacon cut up, and I got it in my jar, and here's a tip for you. In your canning kits you get one of these. And I love this for doing bacon, because it helps you press the bacon down, and you want to jam the raw packed bacon in here as absolutely tight as possible. You do not want any airspace in here at all. And the bacon will shrink profusely when you can it, and it'll create its own nice little juice. Alright, now that it's packed in there, here's my apple cider vinegar water. Clean the rim. Then my lid and my ring. I had washed my both my lid and my ring in warm soapy water, let them dry. There we go. This is going to go into the canner. And then we start on the next one. So I'm going to get these filled, and we'll be back, you guys. Okay, here you guys go. Here we have it. The bacon is in there. And then the last 4 jars of my pork broth from all the pork and the beef roast that I just canned. I'm doing the bacon because I needed to fill the canner. Alright. Now, I always do my bacon on 90 minutes. And I always do my bacon in pints. Why? Because me and my family like our bacon very brown, nice and crispy, not burnt black. Now, if you do it for the recommended amount of time, which I cannot tell you because I've never done it for 90 minutes, my grandma and great-grandma, I've never done it for anything but 90 minutes. My grandma and great-grandma always over-canned their bacon also, for this reason I'm going to tell you. Reason is, when you only do it for the recommended amount of time, and I have done it once, the first time I ever canned bacon. Then I tried it for longer to see what would happen. Or no. I ended up having to fill a canner, and I was canning chicken broth, so I canned the bacon for 90 minutes with the chicken broth, and that's when I realized, oh, that's why my grandma and grandpa, or why my grandma and great-grandma did it longer. Because then when you go to use the bacon, I use it a lot of times with my certain kinds of soups I make, or my oven fried potatoes. If you can it for the recommended amount of time, when you're cooking the bacon up, it has a higher tendency to burn rather than crisp. Whereas if you cook it for the 90 minutes in the canner, it already gets itself to like this. I can't even explain it. I'll show you when I take it out. It'll be more cooked, more done. It'll look kind of more similar to ham rather than bacon. I mean, it'll look like bacon, obviously, yeah, but it'll look more done, more like ham does coming out of a canner. So that's my tip. So whenever I'm doing meat and I have empty room and I don't have any bacon left, I throw bacon in because we like ours the way it comes out when I'm using it later. So, alright, so we're gonna, got them in the canner, we're gonna put on the lid. I'm gonna turn the canner on medium high. Remember, I always turn it on medium high because I would prefer to let it just take longer than to turn it up and then turn it down. That way I can make sure that it's processing properly the whole time. It's just for my own peace of mind. You can choose to have it on high so it gets up to temperature faster and then turn it down. But if you just keep it turned down, then even though it takes a little longer, it's, in my peace of mind, safer all the way around. You make the choice. Anyways, I'm going to stop talking. I'm going to end this clip. We're going to let this come up to a full steam and we'll be back, you guys. Alright, that is full steam. I'm not sure if you guys can ever see this. No other angle I can get it at for you guys to see it. Anyways, that's full steam. We let it vent for 10 minutes and then we put our weight on it. Alright, we'll be back. Alright, we've been venting for 10 minutes. Now I'm going to put on my weight. Where I'm at, I use 10-pound pressure because I'm actually supposed to use 9 pounds, so I use the 10-pound. Always round up, never round down. Always make sure you check what the weight would be for your elevation in your city. You can easily just type it in. Just type in your zip code and the word elevation and bam, it will be given to you. And then you check the ball. Just type in ball canning elevation weights and type in your elevation and it'll tell you what you need. So, alright you guys, that's air hissing out of my thing. That happens, guys. Happens on a regular basis. Alright, just gonna let this come up to a full jiggle, steady jiggle. And then we'll start the timer for processing and we'll process for 90 minutes. The reason we're processing for 90 minutes is why I told you for the bacon and the reasons why I use it for the bacon, and because there's also 4 jars of pork broth in there in quarts and they have to be processed for 90 minutes. Alright guys, we'll be back. That is processing. So now we turn on our timer for 90 minutes and we let it process for 90 minutes. Alright guys, it's been processing for 90 minutes, so now we just turn it off. We let it be, we don't touch it, we don't force it to cool down, we don't move it, we don't mess with it, we don't touch anything, we just let it be. It takes approximately half the processing time for it to cool down and lose pressure, and then we start the slow process of removing everything and getting it ready to open up and remove our jars. Alright guys, we'll be back. There we have it, the button fell. So what we're going to do is, no steam is coming out, so we're going to pull it off. We're going to rotate the lid and just lift it and leave it on. Let it be, let steam come off of it, let it sit for a few minutes, about 5, and we'll be back. Alright guys, it's been 5 minutes, so what we're going to do is we're going to take off the lid away from our faces, because it's still hot. We're going to set it down, and we're going to let it be for another 5 minutes, and then we'll come back and we'll take everything out. Alright, we'll be back, you guys. There we have it, you guys. It's been 5 minutes, so we're going to carefully pull this out. That is my pork broth. This is the bacon. And as you can see, the meat in there is a little bit darker than normal. Alright guys, we're going to pull all these out and we're going to let them sit for 24 hours on the countertop without disturbing them. And we'll be back, you guys. There we have it. 4 pints of bacon. It's very common and normal for there to be fat on the top. That is very common. But as you can see how the bacon meat itself is a little bit darker than you normally see it coming out of other people's videos. And I do that for a reason. Because when you pull it out of the can and I go to fry it, it browns up and gets crispy rather than burns, and that's how we like our bacon, is nice and crispy. We like crispy bacon. Alright guys, that's it for information. I think I've told you everything. Make sure that you pack it as tight as possible when it's raw. So you have no air pockets. It will shrink. Do not worry about that. It also creates its own juice. And fat on the top. I'm not sure what it is. If you're going to be canning it for normal time, I will get those times for you and have my husband put them on the screen for you somewhere, saying how long to can them for. If I remember correctly, you are not supposed to can quarts. You're only supposed to can pints. But I will get you the minutes for the pints, unless you want to do it like I do for 90 minutes to get your little bit of a darker bacon. Alright guys, thanks for coming along for this video, and we'll see you in the next one. And remember, stay positive. Bye!